XPL plasma coin holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for your support on the first ever update on XPL. Of course, I recorded that for you guys 2 days back. Obviously a highly requested video on my channel. A lot of viewers wanted me to cover and share my personal thoughts. And so far, the video did quite well. And you guys seem to like it. Obviously, in terms of retail interest, I've said this a lot in my thousands of videos that I've made. I'm obviously over exaggerating. Over the last 1 week and a half, I've been saying, even though the market is heating up right now, we haven't really seen that FOMO factor kicking in for the broader market. But people that are well aware of the crypto market, that understand and that keep up with the market are aware of XPL. It's one of the biggest coins that have launched this year. People obviously are going to want to know what's happening with the price. So let's take a look at XPL, understand what we're looking at and what we could be expecting as far as this price is concerned going further into this week. So looking across the board right now, we're seeing a little bit of a consolidation happening for the crypto markets, as you can see across the board. Some coins down right now because Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a minor pullback. XPL, on the other hand, is still down about 1.4% on the daily time frame, but most importantly, take a look at it over the last 1 week, down about 27.7%. And this has sparked a lot of people talking within the community, whether or not is it insiders selling their coins, this and that, yada yada yada. No one really knows. No one really knows what's going on, but we need to understand. People don't understand that this coin did indeed have people that got in early on, of course, at the pre-sale. That's something you need to understand. And just because you're holding your plasma coin doesn't mean other people are not gonna scale out of their position. So that's pretty much what I want to say. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening. I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you guys. As always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So take a look at the price, 92.5 cents right now, down 2.7% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation still at about 1.7 billion. So not bad as far as the valuation is concerned. And the 24-hour trading volume also looking really healthy at about 1.8 billion. But again, I need to consider that this is a really hype project. So nonetheless, you're going to see more volume kicking in, more eyes on it. It's trending still. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening. If you're looking at the dominance, we're just going to briefly go over what's happening with the dominance, 58.73%. So since our last update for plasma, dominance has gone down. And again, this is a good sign if you understand how altcoins have a correlation with the dominance. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has also seen a major move towards the upside. We're currently sitting at almost $120,000 for Bitcoin. And guys, you can't complain. Bitcoin's just looking amazing, and it's literally on the verge of breaking an all-time high. But right now, we want to be paying attention to what's happening with XPL. I know a lot of people that are coming in new to the market for the first time ever. You guys are probably wondering, wait, so the broader market is pumping right now, but XPL is going down. We're staying pretty much around the 93 cents. What's really going on? What I want you guys to understand is this. Plasma coin, if you've been paying attention, while the broader market was still stagnant, the whole month of September pretty much was a stagnant month, and it was actually a slow month for the crypto space. Right after the FOMC meeting, we actually did see the market retracing quite sharply. And again, going back to what I said, if you follow the channel, you guys know what has been happening. But plasma coin was actually doing the complete opposite. So now what you need to understand as an XPL holder is people are actually scaling out into other altcoins, the ones that haven't moved, that maybe people are speculating upon that might outpace XPL's performance. And if you want a reminder, if you did not end up watching our first ever update on XPL, I talked to you guys about how this had a very, very successful launch. After being listed, this thing went up 132%. You cannot ignore that, guys. And right now, yes, we are seeing a consolidation. But one thing is that we discussed, obviously, in my last update. When you see a project like XPL, let's focus on the data that we have. Let's not worry about new targets or new all-time highs. Let's work with what we have. And that's so important to note when it comes to these new projects. If you're looking at XPL, though, one thing I can say that is positive as of now. Remember, I don't own any XPL coin. I give you guys unbiased updates. You need to understand that. right now, XPL is consolidating like nicely here, even though there has been obviously some FUD within the market, within the community, people saying what's really going on with the price itself. But we need to understand people that caught the price here had a nice gain. And now some of them are scaling out. And, obviously that causes a snowball effect. And we want to keep that factor in mind. But right now, what I want you guys to focus on is, yes, we're below the dollar price point, $10 to be exact. Again, that is a resistance that we have kind of built for ourselves. As of now, we have not even retested that exact same resistance after breaking below it. But what I can see right now is that, it is consolidating nicely rather than obviously just plummeting back down straight in one line. That's not obviously what we want to see happening. You want to see a project find a ground for itself, and as of now it has been doing that exactly. And of course the support around 84.5 cents was retested on October 1st, and we saw a bounce back up to the $1.03, and we all came retraced back down. So what you're noticing with XPL right now is you're going to see sharper retracements. And what I mean by that is, look at this. On October 1st, we saw a retracement of about 22.5%. And then right after that, you saw a bounce of 22.6%. And from there on, you saw another 14% pullback. So you're seeing major swings right now. Obviously, remember the futures platform. You need to understand the futures platform, the insiders, market makers stepping in. So that is something you want to keep in mind. But as of now, you're looking at XPL still, holding stagnant above the support that it has. Obviously, there's not much data that we have for XPL coin. But we can see that there is some support around the 84 cents mark. And as of now, we have been consolidating above that, which is a good sign. What I want to see XPL do is get back above $1.11. Very important target for us. That's a 20% move from where we currently are. If it's able to reclaim back above that key range, that's when we can talk about whether or not this thing can go to an all-time high. Until then, be cautious. In terms of tokenomics, I'm going to be quite straightforward. I'm not a big fan of the tokenomics. I said that at the beginning of the first update that we recorded, and I'll say it again. I'm not a big fan of the tokenomics. I've been in this space for almost 10 years. I know I say this so much, but trust me, I've seen my fair share of coin launches. And I'm kind of, basing it off of that. But I could be wrong, right? Like that doesn't mean your plasma is not going to do good in this bull market. I've seen projects, with not the best tokenomics still, do quite well in, the parabolic moves. And if we were to see the broader market see that, I think, plasma should react in a positive way with the hype it has for itself and, the utility that it has. And obviously the layer one aspect. But long-term perspective, tokenomics is something you don't want to ignore because there are other coins that are going to get unlocked. So that's my personal opinion. Everyone has their right to, share their personal thoughts. Let me know in the comments what your personal opinion is and where do you see the price of XPL going? What are your overall thoughts? Do you guys agree with the overall analysis? Thank you for all the support and we'll see you later. It's been Crypto ZX and peace out.